Is my voice okay?
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, that's fine. Right. So today, welcome to today's video, which is going to be about respect and how it can be confused with obedience, especially in South Asian cultures. So you may have realized that you might be wanting to say no to someone, especially someone you look up to, maybe a partner, maybe a parent, a grand,
Mm.
someone that you respect, and you immediately feel guilty, right? You know you want to say no, you know you're allowed to say no, but somewhere inside it still feels a little bit disrespectful. And if that sounds familiar, then what may have happened is in early life, and I've been through this, you understand that respect means obedience, right? To be a good daughter, a good son, grandson, granddaughter, whatever those relationships are, or even just a good person, it's like you've got to agree, you've got to comply so that you don't disappoint anyone. And that childhood conditioning can literally follow you into adulthood. And in adulthood, it shows up as people pleasing, as feeling guilty, as unable to set boundaries, fear of disappointing other people. So today I wanted to understand the difference between what respect is and what obedience is, and take you through a conversational ho'oponopono, which is a healing practice. And it's the ho'oponopono practice is there to release that pattern, because you can love someone, you can respect someone, and you can still say no. And that's the most important thing. Before we go on to that, I want to just share with you um, my Heal and Manifest series. So, this is a 4 video series on how you can shift your thoughts, emotions, and identity to create your desired reality. It's the start of a manifestation journey, a start of transformation. And what you can do, you can sign up here, healandmanifest.saritaB.com/heal and manifest. So if you want to join, have a look, sign up, and you'll get that 4-day series straight into your inbox. And it'll guide you on what the process is. Okay, let's move on and let's understand what respect actually means. Okay, so respect means that you can recognize the other person's opinions, their needs, their choices. You can understand that they have value, right? But here, the most important thing is that you also have you also have that as well, because respect says that if your voice matters, then so does mine. Whereas obedience, if we look at obedience, is your voice matters, but my voice determines what you do. And they're very different things, because you can listen to someone and you can give them respect, but you can disagree with them. You can understand someone's perspective, and you can still end up making a different decision based on what your decision is. Um, and that includes your parents, your grandparents, your partner. It's understanding that you both have a voice. And saying no does not mean disrespect. Saying no actually can mean that you're self-respecting yourself. So I just want to understand where this pattern of respect means obedience comes from, right? So let's go back to your childhood. You might think about your childhood for a moment. And I want you to think, what did respect mean in your household that you were brought up in? Maybe you were brought up thinking, respect your elders, don't answer back, do as you're told, don't question me. Yeah, because that's what happened with me. That's what I perceived respect to mean. You perceive respect to mean obedience. And then through this, your subconscious mind learns. It learns through repetition, through emotion, through the experience that you give, that you go through, that you associate it with being in agreement with someone. And then obedience means being good. Disagreement means disrespect. Saying no means rejection. And if I choose myself, that means I'm then hurting someone, and I shouldn't be doing that. And you end up doing things for their approval, right? So I want you to imagine that you're carrying those into adulthood, someone that you've become today. And logically, you want to say no, but you end up saying yes. You end up feeling guilty, end up feeling uncomfortable. You end up starting to over-explain yourself and justify what your decision is. And what you really need to know is you're allowed to say no. That's it. And saying no isn't safe. And this is what I wanted to get across to you today. Healthy respect means no matter how much, if I matter, then you matter. That's respect. If I've got feelings, then yes, you've got feelings too. And we've got to take them into consideration. If I've got an opinion, yes, you've got an opinion too. And then that matters too. It's not just a case of it's your opinion, it's your voice, it's your feelings, and I've got nothing to say, or I'm disregarded. And that's the important thing. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm going to do a quick conversational Ho'oponopono to help overcome this pattern and dissolve it. So if you want to just place your hand on your heart and just close your eyes if you can, and take a deep breath in. And just think of somebody, bring that person into your mind, be it a partner, parent, teacher, whoever it is. And just say, thank you for everything you taught me about love. Thank you for everything you taught me about being respectful. If somewhere along the way I learned that respecting you meant obeying you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I learned that saying no meant I was being a bad person. Please forgive me. If I learned that disagreeing with you meant that I didn't love you, I'm sorry if I learned to silence my own voice because I was afraid of disappointing you. Please forgive me if I learned that your happiness was my responsibility. Please forgive me. And now I want you to turn towards that younger self of yourself. Imagine yourself, your younger version of you who learned these things. Imagine yourself as a child and say, I see you. I see how hard you tried to be good, how you just wanted to be loved, how you wanted people to be proud of you. And I'm sorry for every time I continue to abandon your voice. I'm sorry for every time I ignored what you were feeling. Please forgive me for every time I said yes when I wanted to say no. Thank you for trying to protect me, trying to get me this far. And I love you because I'm learning to listen to you now, and I'm learning to know the truth. And now bring that same person that you had at the beginning into your awareness. And imagine looking at them. I don't want you to ask them to change. I don't want you to ask them to agree with you, because this is about changing the relationship inside of you. And just say to them, I love you, but I love myself too. I respect you, and I respect myself too. I know your feelings matter, and my feelings matter too. And your opinion matters, and my opinion matters too. I know I can choose differently without rejecting you. And I know I can say no and still respect you. And your disagreement does not mean that I'm disrespectful. And my boundaries do not mean that I don't love you. Because I love you and I love myself. And I respect you and I respect myself. And with that, say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I loves myself. Okay. Open your eyes. And just notice, what are you feeling? Let
I
me
feel
know what you're
lighter.
thinking.
Yeah, I feel lighter after doing the Ho'oponopono. The feelings that I have are quite deep wounds.
Yeah,
Um, and just by doing this mantra, it's actually made that situation in my head way lighter. So I still need to do the same again and again because it's a deep wound.
it
Um,
is.
but it definitely has it's given it perspective. It's given it a lighter touch rather than just the ego and the anger I was holding on to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every time you're unable to say no, what happens on the inside, on the underneath, you feel anger, right?
Yeah, like absolutely, absolutely. This has definitely been a really good, an awareness kind of study, like reminder, because it's I've always been brought up to kind of believe respect is looking up to your elders,
Mm.
not having that voice to kind of say no to, even
Yeah.
if it is wrong. But and it's hurt me a lot more in doing that. That's why I say it's a deep wound in me that I
Mm.
need to do this again and again.
Yeah.
But definitely, having that awareness between being obedient and being respectful and knowing those boundaries without creating the conflict,
Yeah.
because I'm very good at creating my own conflict,
I
which
think
only
we
hurts
all can
me.
be. I think we all can be. And just another thing, because you said you always look up to people. Yes, we
Yeah,
do need to look up to people, but not
yeah,
on a pedestal. Because as soon
no,
as you start putting people on a pedestal,
Absolutely.
right? What are you doing? You're putting someone on a
Mm,
pedestal, you're putting them on a higher level than yourself. And then what
amen.
are you doing to yourself?
Lowering my standards.
Devaluing yourself. You're not giving yourself that same value. You're looking
Yeah,
down on yourself.
yeah.
And Dr. Demartini always says you need to be on par.
Mm,
You can respect someone without looking up to them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really,
And
really important
it, so
lesson.
it's a really powerful lesson. That's taught me as well. Like definitely, if someone's not respectful to me, I try to be, I'm a respectful person because that's the way I've been brought up, and that's where I come up with a conflict. It can create that barrier,
Yeah,
but knowing my boundaries better, knowing that I can easily, I know how to navigate it now,
that's it.
or even walk
Perfect.
away from it.
Well done. Well done. So
Okay.
for if you're still watching on the YouTube channel, and if you know someone who's struggling with guilt, with people pleasing, with boundaries, with saying no, then send
Mm,
this video to them, because sometimes one new perspective is enough to help us recognize a pattern that you've been carrying for years, and then at least you can do something about it. And if you want to learn more like this around emotional healing, subconscious patterns, law of attraction, manifestation, healing, um, come and join me, subscribe, and like this video. Until next time, much love and namaste. Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you, Sarita.
You're most welcome.